Well, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio. John, myself, you're on the show tonight. Is a very happy Bridgeman and a very contented Southside. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Hi, good evening, Ox, evening, Bridge, and good evening to everyone listening this evening.
Oh, can I say a huge good evening to you guys? Massive good evening to the guys in the lobby. And to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Very happy Bridgeman. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are you, Southside?
Champion, mate, champion. Delighted after the weekend, and it's been a good wee run we're on. So happy person.
Sounds great, doesn't it?
Great, boys, great. Aye, so difficult game. 3 points, that's all that mattered. I think Southside will get the view for the Bridge, and then we'll see what you've got to say, Mucker, if that's all right with you.
Aye, fine, mate, no worries.
All right, cheers, mate. Let's hear the view from the Bridge.
Oh, good evening, everyone. Welcome to a view from the Bridge. In the game Hearts versus Rangers, Sunday, 12th December 2021, SPFL Premier League game. As expected for this game, Hearts started the game at 100 mile an hour rush, charging everything. Their player Jordan just smashed into the back of Borna, giving away a free kick in about a minute and a half. McGregor made a smashing save very early on in the game. And this was a message for our players. They heeded it and they kept their head until they found some rhythm. Rangers appeared to allow Hearts the possession they needed as they backed off, but defended well. Hearts' initial pressure lasted for about 6 or 7 minutes, so well done Rangers for fighting them off. In 7 minutes we got hold of the ball and started to spread some good passes about keeping good possession and building the confidence, as only good possession play does. On 8 minutes, Goldson passed a fabulous 60-yard diagonal pass straight to Kent on the left, well inside the Hearts half. Controls the ball, spins the defender, Moore, and goes down the left wing with the defender trailing after him. He passes a tremendous cross for Morelos, put it just too high for him, and it goes on to Sakala. He's inside the box, he picks up the ball, slides past the Hearts defender, and gets in a great cutback for Alfie, who smashes a shot, goes straight into the net. Great goal there, 1-0 for the famous. Marvellous. We're onward be now. Rangers playing some good football, showing great teamwork and some brilliant passing. For 13 minutes, Goldson passes another 60-yard pass, straight over the top this time, and heading for Aribo, who gets a great touch and brings the ball under control, inside the box, takes a step, fires a marvellous shot across the keeper and into the net far post. What a wonderful goal. 2-0 for the famous. Very happy. At times, Rangers allowed Hearts the possession as they backed off, but still defended well. Half-time, 2-0 for the Rangers. And as expected, Hearts started the second half just like the start. A rush, massive rush, challenging everything. They created some good chances, and it took all of our skills and knowledge, plus good luck, to hold them out at bay sometimes. Rangers got possession, slowed the game down whenever possible. We had a great number of chances, but fortune deserted us. But we carried on regardless. Rangers saw it the second half and thoroughly deserved the win, in my opinion. Full time 2-0 to Rangers. I thoroughly enjoyed that game, particularly the way we played. Both keepers were to be commended. Some great saves each. Well done to both. Well done to our club management, coaches, players, and the fans. Fantastic showing by all. Player by player, marks. McGregor 8, Tavernier 7, Goldson 8, Bassey 7, Barisic 7, Kamara 8, Arfield 7, Aribo 8, Sakala 8, Morelos 8, Kent 9. Man of the match, Kent, followed by Kamara and Sakala. Possessions, 53% Hearts, 47 Rangers. Total shots, 16 Hearts, 12 Rangers. Shots on target, 8 for Hearts, 6 for Rangers. Corners, 10 for Hearts, 5 for Rangers. Fouls, 15 for Hearts and 10 for Rangers. And this is the end of a view from the Bridge.
Can take anymore. View from the Bridge.
wish he was as generous at the bar as he is with his marks, Southside.
No chance of that, is there?
I've got an interesting stat for you two fellas. Just somebody when you pointed at 10 fouls yesterday, Bridgeman. Yes. No trick question. 10 fouls. How many players booked?
Rangers, for Rangers.
How many players booked?
In Rangers, I think it was 3. I never actually looked at it.
5.
It was 3. 5 for Rangers. And how many of theirs? There must have been 6 of theirs.
10 fouls somewhere else at some other stadium. Nobody booked. Just a coincidence. One way.
Wow, you're kidding us on.
Nope. Anyway, enough about that. Southside, give us your thoughts, Mr. Generous there.
Aye, mate, I thought it was a great result. I think it was a good performance. I thought we played really well for probably the first half hour. After the first mad 5 minutes, we gave a couple of chances away. And I thought then we seen the game out to half time. Second half, I thought we dropped off the pace a wee bit. I think we let them come on to us a bit. We had 2 great chances, as Bridge was saying. Arfield could have scored 2. And then I just thought we sort of played to see the game out, mate. So, professionally done. And it was a great result, especially going there. It's been tight over the years. But we went 2-0 up after the first 15 minutes. It was only got to be one winner. I thought, mate, just thought we might have got another 1 or 2, but it wasn't to be. And we've got a 2-0 victory.
Aye, listen, it's one of these games, it's all about the result. I thought at times where football was excellent, and at times we played within myself, Bridge.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I think we controlled big chunks of that game in the background, shall we say. Although we allowed them all the possession for big chunks, we were still in control of the game for most of the time, in my opinion. But they looked as if they thought they were in control. I thought Rangers were. I thought it was just fantastic. It reminded me of games from yesteryear. It really did, Players getting tore into each other and getting on with the job. And the referee, I think he kind of lost it a wee bit. He gave it an awful lot of yellow cards. But apparently they were all deserved. All deserved. I don't care because Rangers won. That's the most important thing. We won and thoroughly deserved to win as well.
The 2 goals were excellent. Kent, Boffey, goals in the Kent for the first one. Great move by Kent. Good cross. Alfie just Mark Haley might have put it in. I didn't think Alfie was getting it. Sakala, nice wee turn, beat the guy, the boy Celtic self, but still nice play with Sakala, an intelligent pullback outside.
Aye, mate, it was, like I seen, it was a great pass for Golson. And obviously we Kent done his wee spin and got done. It was good that when the ball went across, so we had the other winger or the other wide player on the other side that was collecting the ball. And he done well, mate, to cut it back to Alfie. And where we wanted Alfie to be most times was what we're talking about in the last few weeks in the box. And he certainly tucked it away, So, aye, mate, all round for the pass for Golston to Kent, Sakala and Alfie's finish. It was a brilliant, well-worked goal, was it not?
And we thought that was good. And it just got better, Bridgeman, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think for that, probably the best part of 10 minutes, we were absolutely outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And obviously you've got to talk about the second goal that comes. But really and truly, for that wee patch, purple patch, as they say, a purple patch.
We passed the ball, we moved the ball, we had them chasing shadows, and then we get the ball just outside our in box outside, yeah? And he pings the ball, what are we talking, 60 yards, maybe more, to Brian Kent. Sorry, to Brian Kent. Joe running through, times he's run perfectly, about 3 yards onside when he starts his run. One touch and bang in the back of the net. I've got to be honest with you, if that goal would have been done in a major championship, people would have been raving about it. It was a fantastic goal and a fantastic finish, Southside.
It was a fantastic goal, mate. See me look behind the goal and you seen Golston just pinging the ball, and the big one just sticks that leg out. It's like a pair of skis he's got in the end, innit? He just got his wee touch on it, and when you're behind the goal, when you seen him taking control, you knew he was going to finish. Well, you're hoping he was hit the target and it's in the net, and it was a great finish, mate. And like you said, if I'd been in the Premiership or something, people would have been raving about it. But he tried it earlier in the game, Ox. I think it was maybe in the first couple of minutes he tried to ping one into Aribo, and it was just too much on it. So, you could see Aribo making a run, and it's something obviously we've worked on, mate, and it's a great move when it pays off. It was a cracking goal.
Wonderful control by him.
A great control, great finish. Everything was good about it, Bridge, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
And then we should have made it 3, in my opinion. Sakala had it wasn't a sitter, but a good chance. Maybe a right fit for him, but he didn't hit the target, Southside.
It was a sitter.
Aye, I seen it. When I seen it back, I thought you go the outside of your foot. I think if you're going to try that for that angle, I think it was in that sort of his right hand side. So I thought maybe the outside his foot could try to stuck it in the bottom corner. But he should have probably hit the target, mate. But it's one that got away. I think if he'd buried that, it could have been 5 or 6 at that point, because we were certainly right and tapping him at that point.
That was a big goal. If we could get a third goal there, he'd go down Bridge.
Yeah, they killed him. They absolutely killed him. Well, in fact, the 2 nearly killed him anyway, but they're away. They didn't know whether Rafa and Mata people bleating and saying they were a better team. With all these stats and all that nonsense. No, it's rubbish, I thought they were a good charging team, and I thought they played very well. But I think we allowed that to happen, and let them take their possession, and then we hit them in the bottom. We did that years ago, years ago. Did all that. Fantastic way to play. Pick them on the break. But those crosses or passes from Goldson, out of this world. Just fantastic.
When we brought young Sakala into our team, Southside, and it's gave us pace in both sides, which arguably we've not had. And then you have the runs of Rebo and Arfield with Morelos up front. Well, basically, it's sometimes a front 5 that we never used to have, did we?
No, and it's something that we're obviously looking at. Sakala, we knew he had a bit of pace. It was just about sort of getting him in the team, wasn't it? Because we've played Riff out there on the right, or you play Hadji out there, you've not got that pace. So we agree that, and probably the other one you could put in there, Scott Wright, on that side that's got pace. So mate, up until now, since Sakala's getting more game time, and obviously we can see that he can play on the right, he's direct as well. So he wants to go in, when he gets near the box, he's willing to shoot. There's a lot of times in the past, maybe a Hadji there, or maybe a Roof might look for a pass or a square pass. Kamara's guilty of it. A lot of the midfielders were guilty of it. So, but with him getting into the positions, he wants to pull the trigger, because he looks as he's a forward, and he's not like a kid on midfielder, so he's playing up front, and he certainly added a bit of speed for his mate, and it's good. It's a good variety to have.
I'm a bit concerned about his attitude, Bridgeman. I think he could do a bit more smiling.
Biggest grin ever, isn't he? Brilliant.
I think it's rubbing off on Alfie. Did you see him with Kamara after the game?
I did, yeah, absolutely.
Are you all right, son? You all right? Yeah, Southside, it was funny, wasn't it?
I didn't notice it at the time with Kamara. I seen him obviously at the end when he came out and he's thumping the heart and the jersey and the badge and that, But he looked happy. Certainly looks happy, Alfie.
Oh, Alfie, the concerned father, wasn't he, Bridge?
Exactly, yeah. I think Kamara had taken a clump at the side of the face or something like that, I wouldn't be surprised if it was. But he came out and made sure he was all right, that kind of thing. And it's just great. Camaraderie all the way through the team now. Camaraderie.
Yeah. Well, is that the way Spanish guy we're going to sign, is it? Italian?
Camaraderie.
Right. I think we'll get these phone lines opened,
Go for it.
Aye, let's go. Go in here. Get on here and tell us what you think of the Rangers. Come on, get on the right.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
We had away to Hearts, away to Leon, away to Hibs, away to Livingston. Everybody thought, whoa, the wheels are going to come off. There's more air in the tyres than there was before, Southside.
Aye, well, there have been. It's not that they're tricky places. We've made them tricky, haven't we, when we've been there and we've dropped the odd stupid point here and there, So it was merely a professional performance, and especially when you're coming off your European games in midweeks. They're always a hard one to get over the line sometimes on a Sunday, and especially when you're going to a place like Tynecastle after a European game, So, aye, mate, it's a great result, and it was a good performance, and the wheels keep turning, as we say, mate, and that's the way we're looking. We just want to keep ticking off the W's as we go along.
Aye, that's what it's all about. But the Leon performance, are you reading too much into that, or are you just comfortable with the result? Southside, and then we'll go to Bridge.
We've got to look at more the result, mate. I think the performance was good, considering we got some players' minutes in their legs,
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I noticed, and I noticed it again yesterday, I thought when Davis and Lundstrom played together against Leon when they were on, I thought Lundstrom went into a wee bit of his shell. And I thought on Sunday when he came on, although it wasn't for a long time, he seemed to go looking for the ball, want the ball. Whereas I thought the other night, Davis seems to be the main man, or maybe it's just because a lot of people are used to giving him the ball. I noticed that wee sort of difference, and I don't know going forward whether the two of them would be suited to play together. But
sometimes you get that, mate. Just a blend, doesn't it work?
Aye, he seems to want to go on the ball and that, mate. But I just noticed that when Davis and him have played together recently a couple of times, it's not happened all the time, but they've been on a couple of times, and Davis seems to take the main role, and he seems to go into his shell a wee bit. But as in performance and result-wise, mate, we've got to be absolutely delighted, And obviously we've scored the first goal in each occasion, which is something we've changed.
I was watching the game on Thursday night, and I just happened to see the Bears, and they're all having a good time, and I sees this flag, Southside Bridge, man. I don't know if you noticed it, So somebody's getting their own merchandise, Bridge. Somebody's went ahead. He's in merchandise, yeah.
What can I say?
It was your flag, was it? It was your flag.
It's a flag.
It's a flag, mate.
It does bedspreads and beach towels, yeah.
Love it. I'll look back on BT Sport and try and find that.
Yeah. Big flag, Southside. I went, oh dear.
It's everywhere. How did you get it in? Perhaps going to be your body or something.
No, mate. They check them at the gates when you're getting in. They check the flags, though.
Oh, right, okay.
You check them as you're going in,
I know it's a European trip. That was Arnhem, mate. The Germans didn't want you there when you were trying to put the flag on the pitch.
That's the truth.
Right, okay, aye. So we're in a good place. We've got pace. Bridgeman gave Andy Ryan Kent man of the match. I don't know if it was for me, Southside, but I tell you what, when he got the ball, he was good on the ball.
Aye, he was. To me personally, I'd give it to McGregor. Even though we were up to nothing, I thought he had crucial saves at crucial times in the game. But it was a lot of good performances. But that was just my opinion, Bridge. I gave it to McGregor, because obviously they stayed in the first 20 seconds, and then obviously he had a few in the first half, he had a couple, and then later on in the second half. So it sounded as if we were under the cosh when you give your goalkeeper man of the match. But no, I just thought we had a lot of really good performances. But for me, McGregor shaded it just for me, mate.
Well, I would never have argued with you. I wouldn't have any problem. I had 6 or 7 your boys, 8s and 9. 9 for Kent. I thought Kent was absolutely outstanding once again. He's doing the job. He's holding the ball. He's giving the ball out, and it's just wonderful to watch. And I'm so pleased we've got a really good player there. And Sakala's coming on to that.
There's a funny Alan McGregor story for yesterday, Southside.
Oh yeah.
Aye. There was but I didn't actually partake in it. If I wish I'd heard about it, I'd heard a couple of people talking, and yesterday and during the game, you could you could tell he thought McGregor, he was doing what every other goalkeeper does against us, takes a bit longer to take a goal kick, waited to the player come in, lifted the ball, and there was a bet on yesterday for next player to be booked, and McGregor was entering between 12-1 and 16-1. So when the ref decided to book him, you could see people jumping about in the stone yesterday. It was quite funny. So there was a few people had a few quid on McGregor to be booked, the next player to be booked during the game.
That's what you call a win-win. Anyway, we'll be joined by Andrew from Crookston. How are we doing, Andrew?
Good evening, Ox. Good evening, Southside. Bridgeman, how are you all?
Hi, Andrew.
Good, mate.
Champion, Andrew.
Great stuff. I just phoning in, just a quick recap of yesterday's game. I mentioned I thought Barisic was outstanding. I therefore watched back the game last night and I get exactly what you mean, Ox, about running away from his man rather than, maybe taking one step back and then getting in for the ball. But he done it twice yesterday that nearly created goals. The one that came off
Bassey.
Aye, Bassey. The one that came off Bassey and then hit the bar. That was. You could have stoked that for getting across. So I take that back to what I said about Barisic.
It's only when you watch the game, everybody sees it slightly different. It's just, I think it's a trait that Borner's got, and I'll go to Southside with me. He's the forward about maybe 2 or 3 yards. He goes when that means they can get the cross in. For me, if he goes a yard and a half tighter, it's harder to get the cross in. Southside?
Aye, he's been guilty of that, Andy. The last couple of weeks, he's let balls come into the box when he should have blocked him. He done a couple yesterday at Tynecastle as well. It's frustrating, mate, because you don't want the ball getting delivered in, because there was 2 dangerous things that happened when he put the ball in yesterday against him, so he needs to get more touch tight. But they're not going. He's no bombing forward as much, only now and again, and Tav's the same. So there seems to be they're more sort of thinking about their defending first and foremost before they're going forward, Andy. But I thought he played quite a good game yesterday. But if that's the only criticism we've got him, he wasn't touch tight. But it's happened a few times, Andy. You'll need to get touch tight, because you can't be letting balls come into your box like that,
Andy, have you got your telly on, mate? Have you got your telly or the show on?
Yes, I have, mate. Sorry about that. Hold on, I'll get it turned down.
Turn it off, mate.
Yellow card, Andy.
Yes, don't let it
yellow
happen.
Card, yeah. That's it off.
Don't let it happen again. You're not up for a way. We can send the boys round.
I saw your flag, Southside. I'll certainly take one of your bed sheets if you're selling them.
That's in Parmy Hinshelwood Drive, Andy.
Can I just say something on Borna?
Yes,
I do think what you were talking about him. Sometimes he leaves that a yard and a half to 2 yards space between himself and the fullback, or the forward rather, and steady closing the gap so he can either shove him over the line, get a free kick away, or get his foot in and sort of put the block out for a corner or whatever. He's never within that space where he can do that. The space is too wide, and the guy, I don't know what it is. He must think the guy's got him beat, but he should be in there and he should be trip him up outside the box. It doesn't matter. Just go and take a yellow card. Don't let him get the cross in if you can help it.
It's a small thing, Andy. It's just an observation. It's just, it happened on Thursday night as well, mate. That's but the
yeah, it did. And as I say, yesterday it nearly cost us again with, the one that hit the bar. So
when I was on the phone to Gio this morning, mate, I pointed out to him and said, "Thanks very much, Ox. I'll phone you on Friday, see how we go on Wednesday." Yeah.
What a shocker!
Yeah. I also wanted to just say about the draw today.
We'll come back. We'll come to that. We'll come to that, mate. We'll get a game against Hearts, and then we'll be building up to the draw. So, and who have you gave man of the match to now?
The man of the match I have gave to, for me, Alan McGregor.
I wouldn't argue with that. It's bizarre. It's a 2-0 victory. Is Southside. I don't have a problem with that. I get Bridges' point.
Aye.
Joseph, you know.
Aye.
Andy's just after one of your flags, that's all.
better they listen out. Andy, it's not my flag, right? It's just a flag that goes up there, just in case somebody comes on screaming and bawling. But you'll see it everywhere, Andy. You'll see that flag everywhere, mate.
You better get it patented, or somebody'll copy it and get it put it up on eBay or something. You know, and sell them on eBay. So get it patented.
I think he might struggle. I think it's the Dutch national flag, but
there's a lot of great things to come for yesterday. And as I say, McGregor was my man of the match. I know when you watch the game back, you always notice different things. And that first save McGregor made, if you watch it again, when the ball comes there and McGregor sees Boyce in between the two centre backs, you see him taking 3 steps back, and then, as if to say, if I take a couple of steps back and he tries to lob me, then, you know, I've got a better chance instead of running out and make myself big. But that is just world class. And as I say, as he lifted it, if he didn't make these 3 steps back, that's a goal.
I've not really seen the angle, but actually, in real time, I'll go to Bridgeman with this. I thought it was offside. I thought the boy had run just a yard offside, but we never got a replay it.
I was similar in mind to yourself. Then I thought, wait a minute, it looks like our defence seemed to screw this up, you know. Mm-hmm. However, the guy got through and he did a lovely chip. But as Andy says, you know, I think if McGregor hadn't stepped back once, he'd never got that ball. He'd never have got it. But what a fantastic save! What a fantastic save! So if he'd continued running out, he'd never have got the ball. And if he hadn't got back quick enough, you know, he would have missed it as well. So good fortune. That was good fortune for him. Good fortune for us as well.
Mm-hmm. I think Tav helped in Bridge. Tav got himself back as well and got his foot in. The ball seemed to take a big mad bounce. You know, it was just launched up the park. It was like hit the clouds a bit, you know, and as it came down, it bounced, and then it sort of bounced again. We should probably have took control of it, but Tav got in as well. And obviously McGregor positioned his feet, as you said, Andy, got himself back a step or two and managed to put it over the bar for us, you know. So it was just one of the early things that happened in the game. You've just punted a long ball up the park and caught us out. You're right, Ox. He sort of did look a wee bit offside, but I don't know. I don't think there's been an angle where it really shows you, is there, at all?
No, we've never seen it again. But there's a surprise, you know. There's a surprise. But listen, you're right, Andrew. It was a fantastic save, and you when you see it, he's using everything he's got to get there, isn't he? Everything.
Oh, absolutely. As I say, you don't notice it in real time, but as I say, I watched the whole game back last night, and just watching that save, as I say, the ball coming out of Dortmund, once it bounced, he's realised it's bouncing high, so he's possibly not going to wait for it to go right down his foot to lob it. So you can see him looking at the boys, and you see him just taking these couple of steps back, and obviously that's what he's went for. He's went for the lob, and what a fantastic save! Absolutely fantastic.
That was a big moment. Bridgeman.
Yeah, as I said earlier, you know, you see this hustle and bustle and a huge, big, long ball coming up. And you know, anybody that plays football, if you let the ball bounce, you might not get it, because only with good fortune you would get it. But if you try and trap it, pull it down, the ball could break away from you. You could lose control of it. Could any of these things. But if you leave it and it bounces, you could be in a lot of trouble, which we ended up being in. Fortunately, McGregor pulled up a just fantastic save. But no, it doesn't make big deals of these things. He thinks these things being part of his job. He knows it is. But my goodness, it was great. It was great to watch. Absolutely brilliant television. Watching
in the same situation as that boy said, I did a turn round and just backheeled it in, mate, quite easy, you know.
Oh, love it, just
through his legs and all.
Yes, shocker.
A simple game. But it was a big moment, and then quite quickly, bang, bang, Southside.
Aye, that was the thing. McGregor made that save, and then moving up the park, and like you said, we've took two great chances, two great bits of play and skill. And then even after that, mate, they had a couple of chances. No, the boy that gets sent off, he eventually got booked. I think he was complaining for a corner, the one that just went by the post, and then Boyce hit the side net and just Bassey should have probably blocked it. But it's like anything, we took our chances and they didn't, mate. And at the end of the day, that's what got us the victory, you know, and that's what matters. Our big players turned up and done big things, big moments in the game for us, you know, and that's what counts, you know.
As I said earlier, Andrew, bizarrely, I think we gave them a bad bigger doing at Ibrox and they came away with a draw.
Oh, aye, definitely. Wouldn't disagree with that whatsoever. It just shows you the difference, what we've got under Gio than what we've got with Gerrard. So it's night and day, if you ask me, night and day from that game to the game yesterday. We took our chances. We defended rather well. Goalkeeper was outstanding. I mean, how many goals had McGregor leaked before Gio came in? Can't think. But it's night and day, as you say, from the two games.
Aye, things are moving the right direction. I think we're all quite pleased about Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's Southside.
It's positive and new, mate. Thought probably out of all the performances when we've looked at the games, probably the Hibs game, we competed well and we gave them a bit of doing in the first half. We probably should have scored at times. Alfie missed a sitter on that. But that game I thought at one point was going to peter out and we might have dropped 2 points, but we dug in and we got the result. So it's been positive, mate, and you can see the wee tweaks. We're keeping the players out wide, using the width of the park. We seem to be opening the ball faster forward. It's not so much side to side all the time. So aye, and when we seem to be in the final third, he's wanting a forward player on the ball and no a right back or a left back. The way he's been panning out, only now and again they're doing an overlap. But when the ball's so far up the park, he's looking for either a right or a Sakala or a Kent on the ball. Go and make something happen. So that's all the positives, mate, that we can see the now.
Ox made a great point yesterday and all. Like when Ryan Kent,
you really have some suit on there.
When Ryan Kent's get paint on his boots, he's just a different person, a different player, and there's no denying that. When he's on that wing, he's just lethal. He just leaves players for dead, and that he's led up to the first goal, and he's just a different player on that wing.
I'd love to have a conversation with on the quiet with that Michael Beale, Stevie G, to see what they thought of whether they were playing Kent, what their rationale was Southside. Because I think Andrew's right. I mean, when he's out there, he's got pace. Two players can't come to you because then they're overloading to the one side and it's a quick pass without somebody beating you takes two of your defenders out of the game. But when you're playing inside where all the legs are, you get easily stuffed out, isn't you?
We spoke about it quite a bit, and you can see the difference when we're getting them isolated with the one-on-one with the winger, you know, and when Golston plays that pass across to him, you know, he just does a swivel and he's down the line, and he's been more effective. Even sometimes he will come inside, but he's coming inside and trying to play a 1-2, whereas before, like you were saying, he was inside and then he was running across the park, running into traffic and having to turn back. So for me, and what we can all see, as we've all spoke about, is there's a big difference in him because we're getting to isolate him with a one-on-one with a fullback, and he's got the pace and the skill to go by him. So I'm sure he's probably enjoying his role as well, Ox, you know. It's certainly different for what he had.
Plus he's fit, yeah.
Aye, 100%, mate.
I think also in that he's not getting booted. You know, cutting inside into the traffic and getting booted, because that's when he does get booted. But I think he's doing well.
I'm not
Absolutely,
saying he can't go inside Bridge. I'm just saying that there's times where you just stretch your play and you're sitting watching the Ibrox. We were making it easy for teams, no using the width of the pitch.
Yeah, I think what Southside said about earlier, the way it's looking, is that our manager has got different ideas as to how he wants the fullbacks to play and perform. Sometimes he will want them to be up, whenever you get a chance, go up, type of thing. But no, your main job is to defend, and that's all there is to it. And if you're caught out, you're going to get, just as Saint said, when they fine you half your wages if you get caught out of position. What's that effect, you know? And it soon wakens them up. But watch the way, you mentioned it earlier on, watch the way Sakala plays. He's got a lot of freedom. And he's no worried about him bumping into Tavernier or having to give Tavernier the ball because he's the captain, things like that. Go and play your own game and do what you need to do. I think it was a great game. I hope he gets more of that, Sakala.
Andrew?
Yeah, I mentioned that yesterday, didn't I? But Sakala, I thought the difference with Sakala on there from Hadji was a complete difference, a massive difference. For me anyway. He gets the ball, he's got so much pace, he'll run at defenders, alright, he has a couple of wee tricks, who doesn't on wingers and stuff like that, or people that play on, everybody tries it. He had a wee one on the touchline and he screwed it up, but mind you, he still had a smile on his face. But on, he's just got so much pace, and I think he's just going to get better and better and better. I just think he's just going to improve and improve. I'm so looking forward to seeing this boy playing on a regular basis.
Southside, there was he put the afterburners on in the second half in front of the Hearts main stand. Just left the boy for dead.
Aye, there was one he sort of wide and he got the ball and he just came direct. He just went like pure diagonal and he came right in. Before you knew it was the edge of the box and he had a shot and Gordon parried it. It's his directness, as you're saying, Andy, still a wee bit raw at times and stuff and that, but it's good to see him get a wee run of games now, and obviously he set up a goal yesterday for Alfie. So, like you say, when he plays wide right, if you're playing Hadji or you're playing Roof, you're not having that pace and you're not having maybe that directness, so it's something that Gio's it's looked at and it's something he's using now, and as long as the boy's playing well, mate, we'll all be happy and hopefully he'll chip in with some goals. So it's a good weapon to have. Pace up front's always a good weapon to have. And when you've got it in both flanks, then it's an added bonus,
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned just not long ago, the full-backs aren't going up as much, and when you've got the pace on the right and the left, you know what I mean, with they two, then you don't really need to worry about the full-backs. They can, just filter back and just let Sakala and Kent do the thing, and get Morelos in that in the box. And, so it's good. And what I love about Gio is he's got plan B and a plan C, and I'm sure we've all discussed this before. I'm really, really excited for the future. I really am.
Aye, it's went. In fact, if I'm being honest, it's went above everybody's expectation. Bridge.
Yeah, the guys came in. He's taken over from our previous manager, Mr. Gerrard, whom I absolutely adored. But I think for me anyway, I loved the thought of Van Bronckhorst coming, and I thought I was wanting him to come in before Gerrard came, but I said no. We got 3 years of world-class player in front of us, and there the boys back in Van Bronckhorst, and he's just changed it slightly. He's tweaked it, the way he tweaked the players, the way you would think about this. So I don't want you to do that. I want you to think this way, and it's there. You can see the difference, particularly from a defensive perspective. You can see the difference, and I just hope that he manages to talk goals out. Either make your mind up now or go. One of the two. Don't hang about here. Because so those passes he's done. He done what? 3 cracking passes yesterday. The first one was just a wee bit too long for Aribo, and the other two were fantastic for Kent and Aribo. So if he's got these skills added with the defensive stuff he's got, he should be one man that we should be keeping. 100%, we should be keeping him.
Totally agree.
Doesn't matter what we think. It's what Connor Golston thinks that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
You know, unfortunately.
Maybe our manager, Gio, can talk to him and influence him in some way. Whereas maybe Gerrard couldn't.
We'll see. Aye, he done. I thought he had a very good game at all yesterday, Southside Golston.
Aye, Golston did have a good game. I'd slightly disagree, Bridge. I've said on here, the big picture is we win that league and go into Champions League. It's either an issue with either the length of contract, as we've said on here, or the money. At the end of the day, I think you'll know what the money is. But I still think if he's playing well and he set up more or less the goal, he's got the assist to Kent, I suppose, and then obviously Sakala for Hingme, but he's got the assist to Aribo as well. If he's playing balls like that and playing pretty well, and he's helping Bassey settle in there, although he gets caught out now and again, but he's helping him settle in, then for me, he stays, because the big picture is we win this league. So whether he wants to leave in the summer or he signs a pre-contract, as long as he's putting in performances for us, then the main thing is we need to win that league. So I'm no worried about whether he stays or no. I've said on here I think he's working his ticket, but as long as he's putting in performances for us, then the big picture is, mate, we win that league and he's the spine of our team, you know, in defence. He's ever present. He's a guy that marshals it and sorts it out. And you can see with Bassey compared to when he played with Balogun. I know they were flung in and it was a European game and that, but he's a guy that controls everything at the back for me. He organises. You know, he's not my favourite player, as you know, but
You mentioned Bassey there. Did we see yesterday he's still not an actual centre half, Southside?
no, he's
corner
kicks, he's a wee bit out, and they played on him obviously yesterday. Wee bit positional sense sometimes he's looking to go, but Golston talked to him. I watched Golston yesterday for times when the play was thing, even when the ball was out the park, and Golston was marshalling him and telling him constantly and trying to tell him where to be when they had the ball and coming up the park. He's done a good job. I've heard a couple of people saying it's his jersey to lose, but for me you put an actual centre back into play. So if Balogun becomes fit and he's available, then Balogun will go in, and if it's Hollander, which will be a bit longer. So to me, when Balogun's fit, Balogun comes back in and plays the centre back role, regardless of how he's playing, in my opinion. But he's doing a no bad job. But mate, he gets caught out a wee bit at times. But he's learning on the job, and he's starting to. He's done it. You've seen the pass he gave away.
We've all had to do that, Southside.
Aye, you've seen the pass he played in, tried to play it across near the end, and Woodburn jumped in and stole it. And a couple of times, we 1-2s round about him. He ball inside him in the box. But he's doing his best, mate, and that's all we hope for. He does his best, you know. But I don't think he'll keep his place. I think when a fit centre half's in, he's not going to be picked in that position.
Thoughts, Bridge?
Yeah, I can't disagree with the Southside says it. I think we can see that. Everybody that watches him should see it. He's still, shall we say, a bit naive with the football, but there's no doubt in his spirit. No doubt in some cases he's got some nice ability, but he's not rock solid centre half yet. You know, so he still plays. He plays well for us, and he'll put in a shift. But I do believe Southside's right. When someone comes back available who has been, shall we say, a centre half, I think he'll take his place. I really do. A lot of folk might think, I would rather leave him in and let him go on and do it. We've got massive games coming up between now and the turn of the year, and then some massive games after it. And we need to make sure we've got a good defence. And I think it's a great job they're doing with Bassey, smashing job. But I don't think he's a centre half. I really don't.
Maybe not yet, but I just think you can see that he's learning.
Oh, yes.
He's trying to defend the corner kicks, etc. But listen, that might come. Andrew?
I agree totally with Bridger. He set pieces, you see him, he gets his, he gets his feet a bit muddled up, and the balls are coming in. He's losing his marker too soft, and yeah, especially set pieces. Anyway, he's as I say, he's getting his feet a bit mixed up and losing his marker. And but as I say, he's only been put in that role for so many games, and stats don't lie. How many 2 goals conceded and 12 scored? So he's obviously doing something right, but he is now obviously a natural centre half yet. But good on the guy, and 100%. I've no doubt in my mind that every time he pulls that Rangers jersey on, that boy will give 110%.
Oh. Aye, he's got a great attitude, fantastic attitude, and he's shown us that he can help us out there. No fears, really. The stats back him up, and he's also performed well at left back, so fair play to him. I think, so fair play to Calvin Bassey. He's got a lot of assets. That pace he has is a big asset. Southsider.
Aye, it was some run he done for just outside the own box in the last couple of minutes. He got a bit of a gap and seen him taking off, and I thought, right, where are you going? He just kept going.
Rich never run that distance in a season.
Aye, it was. It was just a pity the angle getting narrowed down from, but he had a go anyway. I see when we're talking about corners. See if he was playing left back, he'd go in the park marking somebody. He's no too great in the air, but I just think positional sense a wee bit at times, and obviously Goldstein's keeping him right all the time, and he's learning on the job, so he's doing well. You can see a wee bit of difference in him each week, but I just thought yesterday we gave Hearts a lot of chances, and maybe against a better team or on another day we might have lost some goals, so you've got to look at the big picture as well,
Is Kamara, this is for Blue Max 55, he's asking us, with Kamara sitting in front and sometimes going and making it a 3, Bridgeman, is that making us more secure?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can see the difference. Defensive-minded setup at the base of your system, as opposed to 2 attacking fullbacks. You'll see the difference. It works wonders in your midfield. They've got a lot of confidence. The guys who do a bit of sweeping up in the midfield service, they come and pick the ball and run and create things. Whereas before, they were that busy up the park, and then all of a sudden the ball comes out and there's nobody there, because we were all up the park trying to get something in it. Whereas when you get somebody, it takes it one person, a fetch and carry guy, whatever it is, he takes the ball and he places it. Stephen Davis does it all the time. Come back, pick the ball up, 15-yard, 20-yard pass, and follow the ball as much as you want. Just, they're great ways to do it. But if you don't, my goodness gracious. So a wee bit defensive caution is what I always say. Because I'm a very cautious person with the football. And I think that's what's happening to us now. This manager we've got and his coaching staff are teaching the guys to be cautious. That's what I think.
All right, we'll be joined by Ian. Evening, Ian.
Evening. How's things?
Evening, Ian.
Good, mate.
Good evening. I'm just going to commend the Rangers for the game against Hearts. I think it was a good game with both teams. I was a wee bit kind of dodgy, thinking this might be the one that we could maybe have failed on, but my confidence and my nerves settled down after even when they started the game, and the saves for McGregor and the defending that we'd done. I calmed down a bit and thought, oh well, we're okay here, and then bam, 2-0, and I just sat back in my chair and opened another bottle of Diet Coke and relaxed and thought, well, this is nice. And then in the second half, I think It wasn't as good as the first half, but I think we just controlled it. We just let them have the ball, come to us. We took it off them, went up the park, did what we tried to do. They get the ball back. We just sat back, took the ball off them. And as for picking a man of the match, God, they're up my new one there. I mean, Ryan Kent was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. McGregor saved, get some man of the match, I suppose, all the time for. I mean, especially that one where he took a couple of steps back and thing we did over the bar. I mean, that was amazing to watch in a replay. But I think Kent was amazing. There was nobody on there I could actually say that didn't play great, because it was going to be, I think, the hardest game of the league so far. We've came through it, so I don't think we've got nobody to worry about, even though they're in third place and that other lot are in second place. We've got nothing to worry about at all, as far as I'm concerned. I think we've done well. We've played a lot of hard games. The last 3 games, we've got 9 out of 9, and they were the ones that were going to be the, what if, thinking about last season or the season before, where they were kind of dodgy games and won by the 1 goal, or it was a draw. And I think since Gio came in, we've stopped this getting away an early goal. We're starting quick. We're starting quicker now. Instead of just sitting back and passing about to the defence, where that was our downfall, we're now going for the kick-off and going at teams, and teams are trying to get to us first, and they get a wee bit of a fright going, well, wait a minute, the tables are turned here, they're coming at us. So,
and you come Southside?
Ian, I agree with what you've said, mate. I think the fact that we're scoring first now, we're conceding a goal, you know. I think on Sunday, you're right. I think McGregor had a fantastic save, and then we got up the park and hit them with 2 bits of brilliance for our team and go 2-0 up. And then, like I said, we'd sort of sat off a wee bit, but I think obviously we're playing in Europe on the Thursday night as well, and then we're playing 3 games a week now, you know, so we've got to cut a wee bit of slack, I suppose. We just want them maybe probably looking for a full 90-minute performance, you know, but we gave up some chances in the game, mate, but we got the right result. I think probably going forward, Dean, we're looking at the next game, and you're talking about St Johnstone at Ibrox, and we're all taking it as a gimme that we're going to win these games, no bother. It's something that we'll need to make sure that we do win them at Ibrox, you know. The Aberdeen's going to be a midweek, you know, it's a Wednesday, I think, or something, so that's another going to be a tough game when that one arrives. But going as of now, Ian, we've done the hard one. We've won now at Tynecastle, where normally we've failed a couple of times and it's been our own fault. So going forward, mate, we've just got to look now to St Johnstone at Ibrox and make sure that we've no complacency and we go and we keep playing the way we're playing and we rattle them, you know, and just give them a down, mate, on Wednesday, you know.
On you go.
No, on you go, Ian. You carry on.
No, on you go.
Are we moving the ball quicker for you, mate, and try to get it forward quicker?
Me?
Ian, yeah.
Aye. I mean, we're doing all these, what I'm liking to know is all these wee triangle quick passes. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't that when we were doing under that 4-3-3, we were trying it and they weren't working out. I mean, now these things are all coming to, I can't even think of the word, they're all working out right.
Mm-hmm.
The quick balls, the quick passes, it's making the other team run and chase after the ball, and then it's like that Golson ball right up to Aribo. I mean, Rangers were right up there and having Hearts running about, and we come back to Golson. Golson just put it right up there, and they were totally lost. Do you know what I mean? They were all right forward, and I mean, what a goal, by the way! An amazing goal. I mean, 2 amazing goals, but his was just pure class.
Something special.
Pure class. But you're right. I think we're moving the ball faster, neater, and actually to a blue jersey instead of kicking it out for a throw-in, misplacing passes. It's gone to the right man for a change.
Passing it to the right jersey always helps bridge you.
You better believe it.
It sounds so simple.
That's what we're supposed to do. You wonder sometimes when we've been playing football in that far distant past, and then the more recent past, like 12 years ago, when we started for the bottom division, I wondered if we'd ever seen each other before at times. But still there, still be for a wee couple of minutes of a game where we can't find our own players. But yeah, should be dead easy. That's my teammate. I'll get him the ball. Wow.
I've got a question for you, lads, and I asked this yesterday, and I want you Southside and Bridgeman's thoughts on it first. Southside first. Right, with the way Scottish referees are refereeing the games at the moment, so when a guy's off the park and somebody flicks somebody and he falls over with the wind and you get a penalty kick, how's that not a penalty kick with Morelos yesterday when they books him for trying to take him out? Or do we make up the rules as we go along?
You know what it's like, it's just the way refs are now, innit, mate? We're not getting these decisions, and they are. It's always been that way for a wee while, hasn't it? I don't get too bothered with it sometimes, mate. I just look at, hopefully we play the football and we get the goals and there's nothing they can do to try and chop the goal half, That's probably the way I look at it.
Message me said he was offside first. I accept that. He was offside.
Mate, I remember Nakamura.
The ball was at the park when he got the penalty against Livingston.
Nakamura, the wind blew him out at Love Street and they got a free kick outside the box and they scored for it a few years back, mate, so it's nothing unusual.
No. All right, mate.
I think that Craig Gordon deliberately booted him anyway.
Oh, he did?
Wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
He absolutely deliberately booted him. And he should have got a yellow card just for that, and then a yellow card for being Craig Gordon. That's it. That'd have been him off the park. Get him out. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. That was that. If you deliberately kick somebody, that's assault on the football field. You'd be off the park.
Just the rationale for that game again, their game against Livingston. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong. I don't know, Andy.
No, you're absolutely not saying it wrong. The two incidents. The ball had went out of play. So the ball wasn't in play. The Livingston defender rubs the back of his hair. He goes down holding his face. They get a penalty. The ball was out of play. The ball wasn't in play at all. Yesterday, he swipes him down all day long. If that ball was in play, he's the last man. He's off, isn't he? He's off. But because the boys went out of play, that ref's no gave it. But why is he no gave it? But do you see I'm way Yorks? It's, you know what I mean? Right. Is a rule for one, rule for the other?
I'm going to ask you to go on mute because we've not just got a tune. We've got a first one here. We've got the Champions League draw. It's their 8th attempt at it, and they're doing it starting at 10 o'clock, and you're the only ones that's got it. So get yourself on mute because we're going to have a tune.
I've been in exile for some years and my eyes filled up with tears when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. So I took a trip along just to hear some famous songs when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. I stood there all alone while the boys all down from home sang of Rangers, that team of great renown. And a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung, and a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now on the field below, the boys put on a show, the likes they'd never seen at Molyneux. And it's football, it was grand, from Macmillan, Scott and Brand, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung, and a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now the white flag must come nearer with men like Bobby Shearer, the way he played at Wolverhampton town. And the world forever after would sing of Jimmy Baxter, for on his head they placed that noble crown. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung, and a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. Now I knew it had to happen, I heard a mighty roar, the famous Glasgow Rangers they had scored, and the sky was white and blue, Wolverhampton shook right through, the loyal rampant Rangers had come through. There's not a team like the Glasgow Rangers, one of the famous songs they sung, and a sight I'd never seen when they sang God Save the Queen, when the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town. When the Rangers came to Wolverhampton town.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Okay, thanks for that, Foxhall School Blue.
Hello.
Hello, are you there, Ian? You all right?
Aye, I was just wanting to say something about the Dortmund game, and then I'm just going to go into sit and chat to the folk on the stream.
Okay, because it's you, I'll let you have the floor. It's all yours. Give us your thoughts.
Thank you very much. When I heard that Borussia Dortmund coming out, I just thought, oh, geez, oh, that's politeness, by the way. And because I know they're a good team, but they're not unbeatable. And they've been beaten. I'm sure it's the last two games that they've been beating Germany. I know that they're a big team, big name, but on our day, if we turn up, especially in the second leg, if we keep it a good, decent score, we can come back for Germany. I think we can take them.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I like it. I'll put it to you this way, I'll go to Southside then, Andrew. We've got as much chance of beating Dortmund as St Johnstone had of beating us in the Scottish Cup last year over a game and a replay. Southside.
I think it's a good draw, Ian, you know.
Aye.
I mean, we're all going to be hard, doesn't matter who we get, you know. So it'll take care of itself, mate, by the time we get to February, you know. We'll see where we are in the league and how we're playing. They've got the man that scores all the goals from Haller, if nobody buys him, you know. But here, we've got a guy that scores goals and off. We've still got Moby Alfie, you know. So, you know, and it'll be a good game, mate. It's good to test ourselves against a team. And they're a big name, but we're a big name and all, you know. So,
of course.
So we've got to look forward to it, mate. We've got to look forward to it, and it'll give us a gauge of where we are, you know.
As you say, they're a big name in Europe. So we.
Aye.
And we have been for the last 3 seasons. And there'll be many a team out there that'll be saying, I hope we don't get Glasgow Rangers, because they guys can play and they're winning games. And I think they'll just be fair to us as we are fair to them, which is we're no, if you get what I mean. And I think it'll be a very interesting game. But if we play the way we can do and mark that guy Haaland out the game, I know that I say that about most players, and keep people on him, we could get a good result out of there, good enough result to come back to Ibrox and finish the game off. And no team's unbeatable. No team.
Yeah, that's right.
Every team's beatable. You know what I mean? So nobody can always say, "Oh, we're going to hammer you, we're going to leather you." No, you won't. You've got to come out the park and prove that.
Yeah. We're I think we give ourselves credit. Listen, Ian, always good to hear from you, mate. You take it easy,
brother. Right, no bother. Right, thanks a lot. Right,
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Andrew, give us your thoughts on the draw, then we'll bring in the bridge.
The draw. Any team at that draw that finished third on their groups was going to be a hard team anyway. So no matter who we got, was my idea that whoever we got, we need to play them. It's as simple as that. Bring them on, as far as I'm concerned. Fear no four. Bring them on. Hopefully, get a good result over there to bring back to Ibrox and get that Ibrox under the lights and 50,000 behind us. And so it'll be a great advert for football in general. And Rangers again carrying the can for Scotland.
Yeah. All right. We've been joined by old Davy, who I think phoned in about 2 minutes past 9, but he's been speaking to the boss for about an hour. How we doing, Davy?
Oh, you're a bad man. Hi. Hello. How do you do? Hello. How do you do? It's old Davy here, the old boy in blue.
Oh.
Yes. Just to let you know, I'm still awake, guys. I'm still awake. Yeah.
By the way, I'll tell you what, that rhymed better than Alex Kelly's Southside, didn't it?
I felt it.
That was a belter yesterday. That was a belter.
How you doing, Davey? All right, pal?
Well, good evening, guys. Great. I mean, a marvellous result Sunday. Any result, when you look at the fixtures that were coming up there, everybody was sitting going, well, we could slip here, we could slip. I mean, you've got three there, belters, Livingston, Hibs and Hearts. All in the bag. That's all you ask for. You could nitpick who did this and who did that, but walking away there with the 3 points was the main concern. And they done it. And I think that big bass is playing out of his skin. And you can't say he's making mistakes, because Hearts players are making mistakes, Celtic players are making mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but he's commanding what he's doing.
He's got a lot of assets to his game, mate. He's definitely raw when the ball goes into the box, but he's got great pace. He's brave. I'm not sure how good he is in the air yet, mate, if I'm being honest, mate. But he gives you everything he's got. There's no doubt in that. What did you think of the draw, David, before I bring Bridge in?
Well, it didn't matter who you're going to get a third team coming out of that division. I don't think that's right, actually, but that's the way they've changed it. They chop and change it when it suits them. I don't think we should have any fear if we get ourselves. And the only thing that's worrying me at the moment is that I just feel we're bringing too many teams onto us. And I don't know if we've got the defence for that. And against the Jerry's, if you sit, obviously you've got to keep it tight and sit in, but I think we could. I like the two wide men. I said that again Friday. Get Sakala out in the wing and we Kent and whatever down the middle, and it works a treat.
Mm-hmm. Aye, on you go, in you come, Bridge. Come on, Bridge, you're on mute. Come on.
I'm on mute, buddy. I was on mute there, sorry. I'm listening away to you. On mute.
The music's finished.
I was listening to Davey, charming everybody. So very good, Davey, very good. I think the draw, shall we say, drawing Dortmund, is going to bring an extra piece of glamour into Ibrox. You know, it's a long time for you played a glamour German team. So I think it's going to be really good for us. I wanted Barcelona in the draw. I make no apologies for saying it. But this guy, Haaland, is going to come across with them. Not a bad team. They're second or third in the Bundesliga. They don't get much better than that. And they're one of the top leagues in the world. So we're going to be really, really good. And there's a target for us. I'm sure the Van Bronckhorst thought, right, here we go. This is it. And he'll start planning it. I mean, his coaching squad are going to get planning up to see what we can do. And providing disasters don't happen to us, he's going to create a team for that game. And let's see how we go on. Because if we get beat that model, if we get through against that model, it'll be a bit of a miracle for us, seriously. It'll be fabulous. Just utterly fabulous.
Well, I'll say it again. We've got as much chance of beating them, Southside, as St Johnstone had of beating us in the Scottish Cup.
Aye, yeah, we know the pedigree of them and that, but see, the thing is, the draw was made, and it's a good tie. But for me, and for the rest of us all in here, the main priority is the league, you know. So the draw's been out, and it's something to look forward to come February, and it's good for fans that are going to get a chance to travel, quite accessible to get to Germany for different countries, or just direct for Glasgow or Edinburgh or whatever. So, but aye, the league's the main thing. We need to get our heads back on the league games coming up. But aye, it's a cracking tie for us in Bridge. Here, we've got a great chance against them. You know, how no? You know, we've beat them at Ibrox many a times in the last week. We played them 3 or 4 times, and I think we've beat them twice at Ibrox. So, when it comes round, mate, I'm sure we'll be well up for it. It's something that we're all going to be looking forward to, especially to see them come to Ibrox as well.
Yeah, it's been to Ibrox to see us playing German sides many, many times. And we've played other Bayern Munich and so on and so forth loads of times. So we're under no illusions what we're up against. That's the truth. So let's get there, and the coaches and all that will make maybe some special arrangements because of this boy. Is it Haaland? Tell you what, he must be pretty good if he scores as many goals as that. Well, so we need to get Bassi on him and let him bite him or something.
Was your first German battle the Battle of the Bulge, Prince?
Battle of the Bulge, yeah.
You leave me out of that. Leave me out of that.
So it's just some great games, some absolutely fabulous games, you know. So, first game set. Oh, sorry, pal.
No, I was just saying to Ox, I'm going to say good night to you guys. And
good night, mate. Good night, mate.
And I'll be on again. I'll listen to the rest of the show. Thanks for having me on again. I really appreciate it.
No problem,
good night,
mate.
Bridgeman, Ox, Jer, Southside, and Jim is on. Is it Jim? Is it?
David.
David.
Jim at the weekend. He's up the dancing.
Good night to you all. Good night to all the listeners as well.
Mind your language, but just mind your language, pal.
I tell you what, David, you give me a title in here.
Everybody in Glasgow's called Jimmy anyway, but I come from Glasgow, but I stay in Paisley.
Right, is that so? Right, okay. Right, okay, aye. We're happy with the draw. We knew we were going to get a tough draw. It's a glamour tie. Is it a free hit for us, Davey? Is there no pressure on it?
Of course it is. Of course it is. But the Suicide says that everyone's going to be on the league and a good run in the Scottish, you know. But it's all about the league. Yeah, this is all bonus points, wee bit of cash, big night, great atmosphere. I was there in 72 when they beat Bayern Munich and they had Beckenbauer and Müller and all the good goalies, and we humped them 2-0 and went on and won the cup. So it's a game of football. Anything can happen.
Aye, quite right. Quite right. He's spot on, yeah. Southside, I'm just looking. We played Dortmund more than I realised.
I think the last time was 99, wasn't it?
First time 66, 67. We won and drew.
I was at the game.
Yep. That was the round 2. Yep, and then we played them again 82, 83. Nothing each and 2-0 at Ibrox, yeah. And then we played them again.
Big Derek Johnson.
Big Derek Johnson, 95, 96. Both 2 each draws. That's the one when it was Baltic and Stuart McCall. And then we lost in extra time. We won 2-0 at Ibrox as well. And then lost 2-0 there. I think we lost a goal in the last minute. That went to penalties, didn't it? We lost.
Aye, that was the one when it was Mark the goalie. In front of the goalie up a corner. They nicked a goal, and it went to penalties because we'd beat them 2-0 at Ibrox. I'm sure Gio and Newman, and I can't remember the other one, but Big Russo, I think, scored. They went first, or we went first. Amo scored, and then they two missed. So they did, and they beat us in penalties. I think somebody else missed, I know, but I can't remember who it was.
But anyway, so we've got a reasonable record against Dortmund ourselves, Bridge.
Yes, I think we'll get most German sides that we played against, we always played quite well against them, truth be told. Like we're one of the greatest sides in the whole world, but some of them we held our own and beat them. Some good results, really good results. And I think back to that game in '66 we were talking about against Bayern Munich. And I think Sepp Maier played for them, and he introduced.
Oh, '66 we played Dortmund, mate, as well.
Dortmund. I can't remember when it was. Sepp Maier, anyway. I remember Sepp Maier played, and he did funny goalkeeper's gloves.
That was the semi-final. Yeah, on the road to Barcelona, mate.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Yeah, Sepp Maier. I don't think Sepp Maier was in goals in the '66 game. I might be wrong, old Davey. You might.
Nah, he wasn't in goals. It was if I was at Barcelona in a cup final, can't he just put my name on their goalie? But that's
Sepp Maier was the German goalkeeper, mate. Yeah.
I would never have known.
No, he played in the '74 World Cup. I don't know if he was about in '66. I'll check that out, Bridge. I'll check that out.
I'm 69 probably, but probably 67, 69.
I don't think it was 66. 66 was their World Cup, and he wasn't playing then.
Well, he's 3 years older than me, let's put it that way.
I thought you were younger than that.
He was a good goalkeeper anyway, top goalie.
I thought you were younger than that, Bridge.
Southside, we've got a great record against them, really, haven't we? You know?
Aye, we have. I think that '99 one, I think Rod Wallace scored. Beat him 2-0 at Ibrox.
Is that no a wonder goal he scored that night, or was that against Cars? I might be getting mixed up. I need to check it. But I think we got. I think there was an own goal was the first one, I think, for him. But we've got a good record against them. We know they're a good team, and the German league's quite strong, and I've got a great striker that plays up front from if he's still there when the tie comes in. But as I've said, we've got a good striker that plays up front for us, you know, if he's still there. So you've got that wee Dutch manager against the Germans and all, so there'll be a wee bit of spice there probably, and wanting to get beat half the Germans, you know. So aye, mate, something to look forward to when the time comes. But we'll go to focus on the league now right through. Get this period of time right up to Christmas and into the New Year break and get that sorted and just keep winning, you know, and then something we can look forward to, isn't it? Yeah. How things have changed, Bridge. We're talking about glamour European ties after Christmas, you know, where we are. It's amazing, really.
Well, you know, it's just fabulous. We truly are a wonderful club. I really believe that sincerely. And you know, you look at us, we've fought all the way through, and where we ended up getting bumped and dumped. And now we're top of the league. We're still in the league, still in the Europa League. We've got a great chance there. We're going up against that Diddy German team, Borussia Dortmund. Only joking, by the way, you know that.
By the way, I've got a question. Listen, I'll go to you first, Southside. I know you take a lot of note on all the things in football. Is everybody else in Scottish football, they are social distancing in the home ends? I've seen the pictures coming from our side of the city. Everybody was spaced out. There was a seat missing in between everybody, and the same in the Hearts end yesterday. Is it only your supporters not having the social moment? Is that right?
Aye. I remember the pledges of sell out Saturdays, if you remember that. That rumour, I will sell our stadiums out and all that. You know, there was plenty of spaces been kicking about in these stadiums, mate, 100%. And even when we're at Livingston, you know, you're filling there more or less the 3 stones that they're giving you, you know. So seems to be social distance everywhere else, bar Ibrox, or if we're away travelling.
Bridgman?
Yeah, I think, excuse me, I think it's good fortune for Hearts that they were in the position they were. and their support have followed them and backed them. But I don't know if their support will stay with them for the rest of this season. But they're traditionally, you'll get a lot more seats generally from Hearts because of who they are and the need for cash, if you follow what I mean. But they're the same, or they were the same. They couldn't fill their stadium. Now they're doing it. They're way up at the top of the league here. And so the support will follow that success, Speak about the other side of the city. Some of the photos I saw in the wee WhatsApp thing are showing that is absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking, by the way. It shows you what that Australian manager's doing for them. I tell you. He's chasing all the fans away, I think.
You've got to laugh, Davy. You've got to laugh.
Oh, yes. Oh, by the way, I've got the name of the German goalkeeper.
Go on then.
It was Jerry Neath.
Oh, I seen
Jerry
you.
Neath played
That was very good, Davy. That was very good.
Well, just sure slip that one in,
Well, Davy, it's not that kind of show. You keep this show clean, please.
Oh, well, that's
What a shocker, David. Shocking.
I can't say that. Who did Jerry Neath play for before he went to Rangers there, Ramsey?
Oh, that's a good question, mate.
Yeah, come on.
I'm just thinking, mate. Just Jerry Neath. Right, okay, we signed him. When did we sign him? 65. No, I'm no. I think he was on trial, wasn't he, before he came to us? So that suggests we signed him for Nuremberg.
Yep. When you're right. Here, one favour, the Eric Sorensen. Who did he come with?
What?
Pass.
What?
Did we sign him for Morton? You're right, Bridge, didn't we?
Yeah, dead on.
Man in black. Yeah, man in black.
That was a man in black, a big Dane, big black man, big blondie.
All right, okay, all right. All right, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, we've been blessed with some good goalies. These two we've got the snoo. Are they up there with the top goalies we've ever had with the consistency, Southside?
Well, McGregor's up there. He's up there. Probably he's pushing Andy Gorham now. I mean, they're the two best goalkeepers I've ever seen at Ibrox, and I still sort of had Andy Gorham just ahead of McGregor. But aye, we've had some good goalkeepers. I mean, if you think back, Antonemi, if you remember when we signed him, he done no bad. Chris Woods, obviously.
Gorham and Woods were there for a few months ago, weren't they?
Aye. But we've done pretty well with goalkeepers. We've had a couple of ones that have done all right. I mean, we've had the Bonnie Ginsbergs, Nicky Walkers. Was it Dibble, wasn't it? Andy Dibble came in and played for a bit. And
Steve Simonson,
aye.
Vaterus.
And Vaterus. Charbonnier,
yeah, I remember him.
And that one that Le Guin brought in, Letitia or something, wasn't it?
Charbonnier, is that not a wine?
Probably.
I thought that was El Dorado for you, Davey. Anyway, we've been joined by Bob here.
Evening, lads. How you doing?
Good. I'm glad you're here now. That Davey's long the tone of the show.
Oh, I can hear them. Yes, aye. It's a good time to support Rangers, eh?
Aye, mate. Aye.
I was really pleased with yesterday. Really good, constructive, dig-in performance. Alan McGregor, what can I say? Unbelievable, the man. And the Europe draw, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We'll put our wits against a really good side. A lot of people have written us off, but no, didn't he? Not quite yet.
No.
So, I take it you were all pleased with yesterday.
Aye, great. I thought it was a great result. There was fantastic football within a workmanlike display, but there was spells when we were fantastic, Bob J.
But what? Some of the one-touch football in the first half was amazing. It was brilliant. It was as good as I've seen all season. I said, this is excellent. You can see the stamp that Van Bronckhorst and Mackay are trying to put on the team. Quick one-touch football. It leaves all these Scottish teams standing. So we're in a good place at the moment to keep it going. But Alan, you're only about Rangers goalkeepers, lads. Rangers have always been blessed with great goalkeepers. Some not so great, but a lot of great keepers. I can remind you of great days here that I'm going away back now. But Billy Ritchie wasn't the greatest goalkeeper in the world. But what about Big McCloy? What about the Girvan Lighthouse?
Most decorated goalkeeper. Well, his longevity was certainly up there south side.
Aye. The time he was at Ibrox, he could certainly punt that ball, couldn't he, Bob J?
I seen him at Dunfermline one day. He kicked the ball by hand and the ball went right over the bar at the other end. It never touched the park. It just went straight over the bar at the other end. Big McCloy could punt the ball, definitely. He was a wee bit happy on a low ball, but then again, he was a big boy. But we've been blessed with great goalkeepers, and we are at this moment in time. I think we've got two of them, McLaughlin and McGregor. So, good on the Rangers.
On yourself, Bob, on yourself.
Aye, well, you just said it there, like you're saying, you're using McLaughlin in the terms, mate, and he's coming out of contract, Bob J, so I'm surprised that we've maybe no put something down for him, unless there's something else in the pipeline. Maybe they've been looking at a goalkeeper or whatever, but we've no sort of made him an offer, but he's certainly done well for us, And like you said, we've had a lot of decent goalkeepers. We even failed to mention Stefan Kloss and that.
Tremendous. Great shot-stopper. One of the biggest.
Signed for Borussia Dortmund.
Aye, played against us at Ibrox and that before back in the day.
Champions League winner.
Aye. Bob, do you have the tweaks, the bit of width in the team, the way we're moving the ball quicker and more forward, more, I would say, more attacking minded? Even though I wouldn't say the previous regime were negative, I think there's a more attacking vibe to the team.
There is, definitely. Quicker, faster, more slicker. That's what you want. Does any of you notice that I think that the morale of the team has risen and all? Everybody seems to be happier, more content, more together. I noticed that yesterday. All for one and one for all. It's great. I think
is he going to Sakala's house for dinner?
Sakala had a good game yesterday, I'll tell you.
He did.
What he did when he made that first goal was brilliant. And he looked a bit more sort of steadier on the ball. His first touch turned to let him down a wee bit. Yesterday he seemed to be a bit more up there with the ball when he took it in and laid it off the halfway for the goal. So it worked a treat yesterday. It was a hard game, didn't forget. Hearts are a half-decent side. They're all right. They gave us a real game. Made a good few chances against us. But they come up against, an inspired goalkeeper.
I thought the guy that prompted him was Barry Mackay yesterday, Southside.
He was on the ball and he's got a wee bit of pace in that, and if you give him a wee bit of room, he can fire balls in, and he done that a couple of times. He played the in behind the fullbacks. Against his Barisic, get caught out with one, and so did Bassey. But like you said, Bob J, we went there and we've got the win, mate. It would have been normally we've made it hard for ourselves in the past when we've struggled to get the win in that, and they've knocked us out a cup, if you remember, no 4 back. So to go there, we flung the points away at Ibrox against them, So big game for our goalkeeper. And we done a professional job on them. We made 2 great chances, worked the ball well, created 2 good goals. Should have had more. Arfield could have scored 2, especially the first one when he ran through. We only the goal. It was a great move and a great pass in for Alfie. But that aside, mate, coming back after a European performance, I thought it was a great result for us, and we just need to now concentrate on winning our home games and making sure we're up for them and we're focused.
Well, we'll go St John's.
One at a time.
You're all right. Okay, we'll go to St John's Wednesday. Then we'll go to Dundee United. We have watched them a week past when they played them. They were a horrendous side. I'm not brushing on my side. Be professional. The job is going to get done. And then we'll go to St Mirren again, the Polian game. That's a chance of a full 9 points, guys. And before the new year, before Christmas. Let's take the opportunity of the home games. 1 year home games. Get the points on the board. Never mind what they do. Just do what we do. And you know, we're professional. We're up for it. We're playing well. Good first touch football, as we say. It's looking better. The future's orange. The future's Geo.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Right, so I good points you made, Southside, about the run of games coming up in that. Sorry, Bob, game on Wednesday. Would you go with the same 11, Southside, or are you changing it?
I think we've got to keep the defence the same with the goalkeeper. So home game, St Johnstone, they're going to play the 5 and the 4, aren't they? But I would probably stick with it. You could probably stick with the same team and just go for it, because we're at home, so we'll come out in the front foot. We've started brightly in games, so you know what they're going to do. They're going to come and sit in, try and hit us on the break. That's what they'll do. So I would probably stick with the same team. He's done it most of the time. Maybe made one change, hasn't he? So I'd be happy if he stuck with it, mate. I don't see a problem with it.
Mm-hmm. What are you thinking, Bridge?
Well, I think you'll keep the same team. I wouldn't be surprised if it stays the same. I think it gives everybody a wee bit chance of continuity. But we're at Ibrox. Depends how he feels, because they may want to give everybody or some other players a chance. I just don't know. But if it was me and I had any influence on him, I would say play the same team. They did very, very well. Play the same team.
Davey?
Yes. Good evening, Bob Jim, by the way.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, son.
Good for you.
Definitely. If he's going to keep the same team, he's going to keep the same team, unless there's anybody carrying, and I don't think anybody was getting any injuries or something. He's going to keep the same team, because that looked good. It did look good. And at Ibrox, I think it even looked better.
Nah, it'll be interesting to see what happens when we come there. I don't think we got a lot of options in the back. Yeah,
no.
If I'm being honest, no.
No, he's stuck with what he's got at the back, but hopefully that'll improve.
Aye, as time goes on, Balogun and Big Hollander coming, pushing back in. But aye, in midfield, what do you think? One sitter, Southside?
Well, I was thinking back when I said probably stick to the same team. I mean, Kamara's been all right. You've got Aribo, so they're possibly, you should be thinking forward-thinking players, and you've got Arfield that will make the runs. He might be the only one that possibly could maybe drop out, or if he plays, he might not play against Dundee United. He might make that a change. But so one sitter, mate, probably should be enough, and that would probably be Glenn Kamara. You know, and keep the pace on the wings, and you've got Alfie through the middle being your threat, and hopefully supply him. So, you could probably stick with the same team, or maybe Arfield might be the unlucky one that may drop out for somebody else. But then, who are you thinking then? You know, Stephen Davis would come in, so he'd be your sitter. So, I think it'll possibly be the same team, mate. One sitter.
Is he that offensive? Could they play Hadji there?
You'd play Hadji in a midfield position, aye. But Scott Wright, I would think I would be more inclined to put in there if I was maybe taking Arfield out, although Arfield's the one that makes the runs into the box. That's what we look for, that's what he does. And he would have been effective on yesterday if he took the two chances, but he makes the runs, mate. He is our main threat for the midfield. But if I dropped him, I might be more inclined to put Scott Wright in there, to be honest.
Right, okay. All right, so we think there'll be very minimal changes, Bob J.
Well, absolutely. I mean, after their first performance yesterday, as he says there, I knew it might be Arfield. Well, big Lundstrom, he did all right when he came on yesterday. So, you know, we're blessed with a good few midfield players. Aye, that could be the only change. As St Johnson were playing, I'm not writing them off. Didn't you take that out of context? Because they've all stand with a 5 and a 4, and we'll have all the ball, and we'll have a chance to really, really go for it and make chances. But he probably will stick with the same side. Didn't change a winning team. Definitely no. Listen, did any hear any of the pundits yesterday criticising Buffy, saying he was struggling?
I don't listen to him.
No, that's the point I'm going to make. Did you see that run up the park he had? The full length of the park? And he nearly scored. I'd like to have seen Ronaldo or Messi doing that. You've been seeing it for weeks. I didn't care what game these people were watching, but they weren't watching the same year as me. I thought the boys had an outstanding game again.
I thought he done okay, mate. I thought he wasn't our best defender yesterday. I thought Golson was.
Golson, the two of them played well yesterday.
I think you saw a bit of rawness in the boy when they had set pieces, you know, but that'll come with experience, eh?
Oh, absolutely. Because we got unfortunate again today. We got away with it when the ball hit the underside of the bar. But that's football. That happens.
And Golson's hand.
Aye, you're quoting there about Barry Mackay. I mean, we all can. Barry Mackay is a very astute footballer. He's a very good player, that laddie. And danger was always going to come for his side of the park. And we handled it well. So, yeah, no, I thought your two central defenders had the two of them had an excellent game. So that's me.
I thought Golson was the pick. Listen, if I'm being really honest, Bob J, and I'll go to Southside. It was just with the set pieces, you can see he's honest, mate, but he's grappling with the man and he's not watching the ball. But you'll need to change that with experience. Southside.
I think he's learning on the job, Bob J. You know, his positional sense sometimes isn't he right off the ball when teams are sort of coming out apart. Golston's telling him all the time. I watched him from behind the goal yesterday. Golston was constantly in his ear trying to tell him where to go, where to be. So he is getting coached and he's done a decent job, mate. I mean, we've got to be honest, but I think my opinion, Bob J, is when Balogun's fit, I think Balogun will come straight back in. You know, I think we've got to get the central defender that plays that's a natural central defender back in the team. So, but up to now, he's played well. Couple of things you could have picked up yesterday. Golston's been at fault for certain things and all at times, so that happens to defenders. But he's learning on the job, mate. He's doing a no bad job, and it's as long as he's trying his best, mate, and he's trying to do well for us. That's all we can ask. But I just think we will need to put an actual centre back in when he's fit.
He does. To his credit, Southside, I think he gives us everything he's got.
You'll try his heart out for you, and that's what you want. And you want out a Rangers player, mates, to go out there, try his heart out and play for 90 minutes. That's all we ask them to do for us. And you might have a bad game, but as long as you try and we know you're trying. And he's done well, Bob, at times. He gave away that pass to Woodburn, if you remember. He tried to play a pass into midfield and McGregor had to make a double save. But positional sense sometimes it's different for playing in the wing, obviously, and he said that himself. But mate, he's doing his best, and that's all we can hope for now. And if he's got the jersey and he's been reliable for us so far, and we're not really conceding goals, so well, mate, continue, buddy.
Can I just say something, Southside? Can I just say something regarding that?
No, you can't. Bob J.
I think what we're trying to say in a nutshell is that Buffy for a standing centre half, he's been outstanding. He's been good.
Yeah, thank God you're there.
Thanks. And now we'll go to old David. David?
I would never have that guy out of my team. And if you talk about anybody getting the ball away, the audio. That boy has been asked to play two different positions. when have you seen Tavernier playing central defending? When have you seen Barisic playing central defending? You couldn't put the two in there.
No.
And that boy's went in there. So whether he gives the ball away, he stops a lot of that getting through. And he should never beat the team as far as I'm concerned. And he'll get better.
He will get better, mate, but I still don't know if that's his position. I still think he might be best suited to the full-back position, yeah. And then his height becomes an asset for you. I don't know about central defender. At the moment, David, that could change as he improves, you know.
Well, the thing is, since he's been in there, I don't think they've lost a game either. And that goes to show that defence is tightening up a bit. And he's going to make these mistakes, but they'll make mistakes. They'll get the ball. But Kamara was getting the ball away regular on Sunday. So that doesn't mean he's a bad player.
No, you need people to pass it to. But listen, I'm not faulting Calvin Bassey, man. His attitude, what he gives you everything. I just think there's a diamond. He's no polish yet. He play in the middle yet.
Yeah, like it's 21, just going on to 22. He's just not going to be the finished article. There's another few years to go if it's going to be a centre half. I don't know whether he's got the don't know whether he's got the ball to go the whole way. I think if you put him a left back and left him there, you might find you a fine player in your left back position after a couple of seasons. Be excellent for you. I don't know if that'd be the same with that guy at centre half. But as everyone has said up to now, he's there now. He's got the jersey and he's learning.
Yeah.
You saw a couple of wee incidents where he got done an own goal. Well, what centre half has it done that? Except me. Every centre half done it except me. No, easiest thing in the world for a centre half is to get the ball coming off you into the net. And he nearly did it again at the weekend. So there were a couple of times the ball blocked. He got the ball blocked, and if he would be turning just an inch the other way, the ball would have skidded into the net. So I think the boy's there, and fortunately he's there because he's A, learning, and B, he's a great help to the rest of the team. And that run he had near the end was just outstanding. So I've got a lot of praise for that boy. We're talking of Barry Mackay. I'll never forget Barry Mackay. The goal he scored against them at Parkhead at Hampden in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup. Outstanding. And there was Bruni, the Mong, standing right beside him. Get in there. Fabulous, just fabulous.
He's a boy that maybe could have done better with his career, Southside.
Aye, he could have, mate. He had a bit of talent, you know, and he had wee bits and bobs in his game. And obviously he's been doing a different path. The other one, just when I'm thinking there, when you're saying that, I know he's out in loan now, a bit similar. Middleton, mate. Glenn Middleton.
Aye, he's a wee bit more direct, maybe, but I don't know if we'll see him back at the club, mate.
Aye, I know. It was just one I was thinking about wide players when they were young, and Barry Mackay was similar. He had a wee bit of flair when we were doing the leagues, wasn't he? And he was coming into the team and had that wee bit of spark. But you probably look at it, he didn't fulfil his potential, or he probably still weighs, although he was there under the mad Pedro. The mad Pedro.
I'm just going to give you a wee hint, Davey. Wait till you hear your name. It's radio. It doesn't work if we all talk at once, mate.
Well, the minute he said Pedro Casino, that was enough for me.
All right. Just wait. If everybody talks with it doesn't work.
I know. You know.
I know you get excited, Davey. I know that, mate. But right, okay. Aye. But look, there's a lot of good things happening. And look, Davey, it's fair in what he says about Bassey. I think he's potentially got a diamond there at how he buffs up Bridgeman, isn't it?
Exactly. Look, nobody's going to be able to say truthfully what's going to happen with Bassey over even to the end of the season, because if you've got likes of Katic coming in, if Balogun comes in, if Elliott comes in, you know, if any of these guys, would any manager take a chance and live with a chance on, how do you call him, on Bassey? Or would they just put him back down the ranks again? I just don't know. But as I've said, he's a smashing player for us, and all heart. And I've not found any faults in him other than with a couple of wee things that I mentioned earlier on there. I don't have a problem with the boy. I don't think, I agree with you, Oxtair, I don't think he is a centre half. Whether he will become a good centre half is another thing.
We'll see.
Oh,
Look, Davey, but yes, mate.
Sorry, let's be honest, Bridge, right? See, if we get to the winter break and we come back and you've got Balogun, Helander fit and Bassey's played whatever, he needs to play the next 3-4 games for us and he's done all right. You can't honestly think that Bassey's going to stay in that team at centre half.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You know, so the way we look at it is he's doing well. He's a work in progress. I think he'll be a left back in time. I don't think he'll be a centre back. That's just my opinion. But he's doing well. But I think the big picture is he will be coming out of that team once we've got a centre back fit.
I mean, you're right, a good thing for him, Davey, the fact that say he does end up at left back, he's got another string to his bow and he's learned a bit more about playing against senior pros in the defence, isn't he?
Definitely. Definitely. But I tell you, if I was a winger playing against Bassey or Barisic, I know who I wouldn't want to be playing against. It would be obvious because that boy's built like a tank and he can play.
I get your point. But we'll see where it takes us. I think he'll play on Wednesday night, Bridgeman, Calvin Bassey.
I would definitely think so, yeah. Like, he's doing a smashing job there. Don't take anything away from him. And whatever wee foibles he's got, it's all forgiven. Because we know who he is and what he's doing. I just love him a bits the way he's playing for us. Because the rest of the players. That result just the other day in the 1-1 at Lyon. 2 absolutely outstanding results for Rangers. Absolutely outstanding results. And you know, only for the young lad creating a problem and causing an own goal, that would have been, world breaking for me to beat if we had went through and beat Lyon and then beat Hearts. Just incredible stuff. Just speaking about funny stuff for me, So I'm all for the boy, and the whole big wide world's going to open up for him if he can keep on to the improvement he's got now. Great chance for him.
Okay, Davey, this Giovanni revolution, mate, are you happy?
He couldn't not be happy. If you're not happy with that, you're not a Rangers man, are you? Or you just want to keep it going and going. And if you think for the time that he's been there, that makes it even better. Time will tell, but we're heading in the right direction.
Initial impressions then out of 10, what would you give him?
Who's that, to me?
Yeah, Davey, aye.
I'd give him a 10, no bother.
All right, okay. Very generous, like the Bridge. South side?
I think on results, I'd give him a 10, Davey. I think on performances,
that's all right.
Aye, so it's results based, mate, and performances. I've always said on here's a bonus. I think what he has added, Davey, is he's looked at it where he's putting a defensive element into our team about the last 10 minutes of the game. If you noticed in the European game at Ibrox, Sparta, he brought on Patterson and stuck him on the wide right position because they were flinging a couple of extra players down the right hand side and he wanted to change it. Same at Livingston, he done the same away for him. He made a late change and he done it again at Tynecastle. So he's quite aware that he looks like he's wanting to shut out a game. When he sees fit for it, and then we'll maybe hit on the break. Whereas under Stevie G, he never really thought of that. And I think the good thing is we're playing a bit more forward, a bit quicker, and we've got our wingers out wide. So that's all wee tweaks, mate. I think he's had a good squad to work with. So since he came in, so you can see the wee things, and I think we'll probably not see a lot Mary's tweaks probably until the winter break. I know we might have had players away in the African nations, but I think we'll maybe it'll give him more time to work on the training ground with the squad, you know.
Definitely.
Davey?
Oh, definitely. Can I just mention one thing about the game yesterday?
Yeah. Yes, mate.
And that was the TV commentary. You could see Ali McCoy, he just done the business on that Andy Walker. He was fabulous. Other than that Andy Walker, McCoy's just tore him about. I can't stand that Walker. I can't stand him. He shouldn't be on the telly. That's what I'm going to say.
No bad shot, Brad, you know.
No, well. Mr. Walker.
Bob Chair,
well,
where are we?
10 out of 10.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can't say anything different. The man's come in, he's done an unbelievable professional job. When he's up to performances, as you say, the football is better. The one-touch football, I think, is great, and it's only going to get better. Wait till it really improves, and then we'll be some side. I think so. You don't know who's going to bring in, you don't know who's going to move out. It's all just speculation, you know, but to me, I definitely 10 out of 10. I'm happy with the man. I'm hearing that the man wants to be the manager of Rangers, no the manager of Liverpool. I go fair up hearing that. You're a big, iconic club, one of the biggest iconic clubs in world football. Be proud of yourself, be proud of the club, proud of the support, and on we go. That's all the good. And Gio, we trust.
Yeah. Here. Aye, here. Well said, Bob Jar, Southside.
Aye, so I've just actually got a text in there saying you're comparing Alfredo to Haaland. Aye, I'm actually, so you'll be listening. Though, Alfie, look at Alfie's goals record in Europe. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't care how many Haaland scored, mate. And like you say, Bob Jar, when we get to this game, they're a big club, we're a big club, and it's just a bit on the day, and hopefully we'll be a bit more prepared. Gio will have said he's going to have a better tweaks, might even have signed a couple of players. Don't know if you'll be able to put them in the squad. I think you can. So you never know when that game comes round, mate, and it's something to look forward to in the February.
Really, aye.
You hear that? It's a big glamour time. At least we're not playing in the plate, Davey.
Sorry.
At least we're not playing.
No, I'm just waiting. No, I'm not cutting in. No, I love this show too much. I'm not wanting barbs.
That can be arranged. Right.
Right, what is it you were asking?
Right, we're going to get name badges so you can get, just for you, mate, for your Christmas weekend, so you know your name. Davey?
That's it. Yes, I've got one of them anyway. My wife puts it on my jacket so that I don't, when I get lost, so they know where to bring me back.
I bet you've got a ring address for it. Might have a right name, ring address.
I live in Paisley and it says on the badge, Port Glasgow.
She's no daft, is she, Southside?
No, probably Paisley Old Folks Home, innit, Davey?
Aye, yes, I used to work there. Brilliant.
You've turned out a bit of a celeb on here, Davey. We love having you on, mate.
Oh, that really makes my Christmas box. That's nice. As I've said before, it's nice to be nice.
Yeah, mate. You're one of life's good guys. And so is Bob Jar. Bob Jar, always a pleasure, mate.
Everybody's the same. Everybody on that show is the same.
Bob
Wonderful.
Jar.
Well, just to sum up the night, it was a great discussion again. Brilliant, as always. What a way to spend an evening. And, to listen to you all talking about, absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. Keep it going. As Bridge says, keep it going for the Rangers. It's all about the next game. It's all about Wednesday night against St Johnstone. Let's try and get the 3 points. Do our best. And Borussia Dortmund will take care of itself. Don't forget, we've got a history against Bundesliga teams of giving them snip games. And I didn't say anything different. We'll give a slaughter. Not saying we'll beat them, but we'll give them a snip game. That's all we ask, boys.
Yeah. Well, we've reached that time of the evening. Southside.
Aye, mate. That's been a cracking night, mate. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's good to hear both here and Davey on as well, mate, and get a bit of banter. It's like you say, we're just passionate about the Rangers, mate, you know, and the callers that phone in make the show, mate. We just come on and just try and talk about the Bears, honestly, and we enjoy it, mate. So I'd like to thank you and Bridge for having us on, mate, and let's get steamed into them on Wednesday and get another 3 points. Let's get in a roll here. Let's get battered into everybody up to the new year.
Yeah. So should I say Young Bridge? Mr. Bridge.
Young Bridge, aye. I'm here. Oh, what can I say? By the way, great night tonight again, Oxford. Absolutely fantastic. And I echo what our Southside said. We are all about the Rangers, and we want to talk about Rangers constantly. So we love everybody coming on and enjoying it with us. So for me, to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one is huge game coming up. I've got 1 more sleep or 2 more sleeps for the game, and I'm in. I'm going back to Ibrox on Wednesday. I'm going to
2
try
more sleeps and 4 naps, I reckon, Bridge.
4 naps as well. Yeah, no probability, you're right there. 4 naps will do me good. I'll go for one right now. Can I just say, everybody, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us, and they're in a right good place. So keep it going.
Can I thank Ian and Andy for Crookston? Thank Bob here, and can also thank our Davey for Paisley, who takes all the banter. Well, it's great having Dave on. Of course, Southside and Bridgeman for joining us on the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Everybody for listening. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10, talking about all things Rangers. We'll be joined by the one and only Big Stevie. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Big Stevie. Take it Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay. Won't you come and cheer us? Help the boys along. White and blue, coming through with a song. Oh, Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay. We'll be there to do it, do it if we can. Win the cup, hold it up in our hands. Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. Football is the game that we play all over the world. Rangers, easy, okay. Look out, everyone, we're on our way. We can show the world how to play, for we are Rangers, okay.
God save
time.